Hello, I'm Adunpol Charuketnan, Financial Advisory Services Director at Grant Thornton in Thailand. Now that things are finally getting back to normal after almost 2 years of COVID disruptions, we are seeing a lot of business activity both around the world and here in Thailand. Global mergers and acquisitions have increased dramatically this year, both in terms of volume and value. According to a recent report, deal values were 136% higher and deal volumes were 32% higher in this first half of 2021. Compared to the first half of 2020, Thailand had a slower start than other parts of the world, but deals in the first 6 months of 2021 substantially exceeded deals in 2020. They have continued to go up in the second half, and the trend shows no sign of slowing down. Many businesses are looking to diversify and enhance their competitive advantage through mergers and acquisitions. Many other businesses will be looking to sell off certain aspects of their companies in order to narrow their focus. Whether you are looking to acquire, to sell, or to merge, one of the most important things for your business to consider is valuation. Knowing the value of your company and maximizing that value will enable you to negotiate from the position of strength and achieve the best possible outcome. There are 3 main approaches to valuation: the cost approach, the market approach, and the income approach. In this video, I will explain the basics of each of these approaches. First up, we have the cost approach. This approach involves determining the overall value of the business based on the value of its asset, net of its liabilities. The cost approach can be further divided into 2 approaches. First, the book value approach. The book value represents the value of the company based on internal financial statements. The book value is the total value of the company's asset minus the total value of the company liabilities. This amount shows the owner's equity in the firm, and likewise show the book value of the firm. Here is a simplified version of book value approach formula. Second, we have the adjusted book value approach. This valuation method measures the net value of a company after liabilities and assets have been adjusted to reflect fair market value. The adjustment done to liabilities and assets can either be to increase or reduce their values in the aim of showing the fair market value. Here's a simplified version of an adjusted book value approach formula. The adjusted book value is more useful than the book value, as it accounts for the fair market value of the physical assets. Next up, we have the market approach. Basically, this valuation method involves comparing your business to similar businesses by looking at the ratios like EV to EBITDA, or PE, or price to book. This involves looking at comparable businesses or comparable transactions in your industry that have publicly known value attached to them. Calculations are pretty easy to make, and they paint a clear picture of what is currently happening in the market. Here is a simplified hypothetical example. A comparable company trades at a 10 times PE ratio, and your company has earnings of 3 baht per share. Your company's stock can therefore be valued at 30 baht per share. Of course, the real calculations are a bit more complex, but this gives you the basic ideas. Here's what a simplified version of the formula looks like. The approach is most commonly used when the data of comparable businesses is easily accessible and reliable. It is also used in situations where future cash flows are difficult to project. Finally, we have the income approach. As this approach is entirely concerned with cash flows, it is the most commonly used method for established businesses that are profitable or nearly profitable. Calculation involves converting projected future cash flows into a current value. The emphasis on projected cash flow is what distinguishes this approach from the previous 2 methods. This is accomplished with financial modeling. It requires an extensive amount of data and information and also rely on assumptions and estimates. The formula for this approach will generally look something like this. but the completed valuation will look more like this. The income approach is usually suitable for businesses whose cash flows are positive, stable, and can be reliably forecasted for several years into the future. So now you know the basics of the three most common approaches to valuation. But this video only scratches the surface. There is still a lot you need to consider in order to determine which approach is best for your business. This will depend on the situation, the cycle of the business, and the intended outcome and the unique characteristics of your company. And even after you have settled on a valuation method, you will still need to think about something like due diligence, negotiating, closing the deal, and your post-deal plan of action. If all of this seems complicated, it's because it is. But the experts at Grant Thornton in Thailand are here to guide you through every step of the journey. With M&As on the rise, this is an exciting time for businesses in Thailand. And we can help you make the most of your opportunities. If you would like to learn more, get in touch.